Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Highrise City. Welcome back to New Belfast. I hope you're having a good one. I'm excited to be back. I'm not gonna lie, I almost said welcome back to City Skylines because it's a similar vibe, man. You're looking over a cityscape, you're starting a video, and you've got that temptation to be, welcome back to City Skylines. Welcome back to City Skylines 2, whatever it might have been. I don't know. I kind of want to play more City Skylines 1. To be honest, I want to see what it's like. It's been almost a year since Cities 2 came out. I want to see what my opinion of the first game is after a year. We might do that sometime soon, but this is not that. This is something entirely different. This is, of course, Highrise City. This is, of course, New Belfast. And we are, of course, losing money. And I'd like to do something about that because I've come to realize that we have a bit of a split in terms of the population. We have a bunch of craftsmen. We have a bunch of employees. And eventually we will have more things. Eventually we will have engineers. Eventually we will have office zone complex level 3. So I figure it might not be a bad idea to try and bump the population a little bit. And something else I thought about was kind of the fact that in theory, employees will pay more money in taxes than craftsmen. Right? So if we go look at, for example, one of these houses right here and see what we're dealing with, this is the income per week. It's $193 versus $100 versus $297 on House Neil. Oh, that's an office that I clicked on there. Okay, so maybe the small houses are doing a little bit better. This one's $583. Okay, yeah, so basically, I want to build more employee zones. So that's kind of exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to get myself a bit of a larger tile thing here. And I think what we'll do is go for something like this right here. And I'm going to go just the entire way across the back of this block. And then in here, I'd like to start putting in some more office zones, but I'm not going to worry too much about it for now. Let's just speed things up a little bit. We'll get this built, and that's going to put us in a little bit of a better place. These guys will, of course, have demands, but as long as I'm making money, this is fine. And I suppose they're also going to need a little bit of water out there as well. So let's go ahead and get them some pipes underneath those roads so that the water complaints go away. We'll bring it down here. We'll loop it down here, and that'll keep us pretty good and should sort out any complaints that they might have. That's also gotten rid of the demand that we had for residential space, but we do still have some for offices, and we're also a small city now, which is great. That got us the engineers, that got us the office zone, it got us the shopping mall as well. Also got us a medium police and fire department, which is great. Got the hops farm, the brewery, the electric motor factory, got the e-bike maker, the toy factory, which uses wood and iron to make toys. We got the courthouse, which is used to enact laws. The law window can be accessed through the city budget window. Laws can cost or generate money depending on population size. The large city hall shows even more New Belfast statistics that can help you optimize the city. The medium electrical substation, the offshore wind turbine, medium solar power plant, biogas plant, advanced training center, and a proper multi-story car park as well, which is very exciting. But that's all well and good. We still happen to be losing money. So something I thought about was trade. And I wanted to have a look at trade today because I realized that the number that's in here is essentially what we're aiming for before we're going to stop importing a thing. And then the number that's in here is the minimum amount that we have to have before we're going to export a thing. So this number, because of the fact that it's 4 right now, means that we will export every spirit that we have above the number 4. So I'm going to change this to 25 is what I'm going to change it to. I might even go further and change it to 50 so that we have a minimum 50 spirits in stock before we export it. Same with the simple clothing. I think we bring that to 50. And then iron ore, honestly, is fine. We're making a decent number of tools, which means we will be able to get a wheat farm at some point. I'm not really going to rush into that just yet because I think we also want to look into exporting some other things. If we have a look in here, our vegetable consumption is 28, production is 27, so we're gonna need another vegetable farm. Our fruit consumption is 28 with production being 34. So I'm thinking we can go and sell some fruit, and we have to have anything above 100 going out there. So we have 71 fruit that we can go and sell right now. I think that's fine. I would also be inclined to say that as valuable as spirits are, we're not producing enough of them. In fact, production and consumption are exactly the same. I don't think we want to sell that. I think we could sell something else. We could sell bricks. We have a decent amount of those. Let's sell anything over 100 bricks so that we're making some money there. We'll continue to sell the simple clothing and see how that goes. And then we'll continue to import up to 10 buckets of color and up to 10 iron ore, which is going to continue to be a thing because the iron ore is being turned into tools. But what I'd like to deal with right off the rip is this vegetable situation, because we just don't have enough production. So my thinking on this is we can kind of do one of two things. Either I can turn one of these spaces into a giant vegetable farm, which is definitely kind of tempting. I'm kind of looking at this space here and thinking it could be maybe worthwhile. Let's take a bit of a look and see how much that would cost if we go to vegetable farm right here. So let's say I put it right here. It is $2,663. It is 40 planks. That's really not too bad. I might go for it. I think it might be worthwhile just to really crank up the number of vegetables that we're producing, just to make sure that our production stays above our consumption. So let's build it right here. And yes, that takes up that entire tile. That's not going to be a long-term thing. Eventually, we're going to flip that back over and have it be something else. But for now, that's what we're going to do, because I need to have a decent income. We need to make sure we're making money, because once we build those wheat farms and we start looking at bakeries and things like that, it's going to cost us more upkeep. So we need the money first. We need to not go bankrupt here before we really get things going. Now, speaking of building things, we did get these new zones. We can start working towards managers as well. Engineers need metal to be built. That's kind of wild. I think what I'll do is build myself a little office zone. I'm going to say right about here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go here for that office zone. And then for the employees, we're going to go here because we have a little bit of residential demand creeping in there. We'll speed things up. Let this build. Someone's complaining about water. It's going to be you, which makes perfect sense because I'm pretty sure I've never run pipes out in that general direction. I absolutely have not. So what we'll do is run them right up to this corner. We'll bring them all the way down to this little bend and just take it down this road, connecting it up with the existing pipes. And then I guess we'll just bring it right down through here. Let's see, right down to this bend as well. Bring it around this corner, down to this road, and down to that intersection right there. Should be pretty good for us. That'll also cover any water demands for any farms that do get put into these two spaces as well, which is fantastic. And let me also double check. We're doing perfectly fine in terms of power and water capacity. So we're doing all right. We're making money. The population is growing. We just need to deal with the fact that spirit production could be better and clothing production is actually doing okay. So that's not so bad. Bricks we're doing fine with. That's a construction material. The tools we are doing fine with. That is something that we're going to use eventually for those wheat farms. But I think I mean, look at the money here. Plus 141 really isn't much. We can take a look at the port and see how we're doing. The last trade was negative $8,500. I'm curious to see what the next one is going to be. It's 3,300, so it's a positive. So it's kind of going back and forth essentially. So the most recent was 3,300. We sold some apples. Before that was negative 85 because we bought a bunch of things. Negative 57, 33, 85, 81. Basically, I don't know that we're making money. I'm going to be honest. I don't know that we're necessarily making money. Bank account limit. Now, is this goods are purchased up to this minimum bank account limit? Interesting. That's a cool feature that I like a whole lot. Let's say that my limit is going to be $100,000. So we will keep on trading and keep purchasing things until we have $100,000. We will stop purchasing things, but keep exporting things. That works really nicely. That's actually, that's such a cool feature. There's a lot going on in this game that I'm just excited to like figure out, you know? Really keen to see what else this game has going on under the hood. Now, let me see here. So you are complaining about security and fire protection, a little bit of healthcare concern there as well. So what I think I might do, since we did just unlock the medium police department and the medium fire station, we have a small police department and small fire station right down here. What if we go into the center of town? We'll slow the game down a little bit, and I bulldoze these couple of buildings, and I go and say that I want a medium police department right on that corner. Now, I don't know what the front of this building necessarily looks like. I'm assuming that's the front of the building, so it's going to live right there. And then we'll go and demolish the old police department. And then what we can do is go to maybe the other side of the road, just here, and build ourselves the medium fire department. So essentially, these guys all need to go away. We go back. Wait, what did I just build? Medium police department Higgins. We want to go to fire department, and we want to go to medium fire department. It's going to live right about there. We'll go ahead and speed things up so that gets built. Everyone's complaining about police coverage, but it's going to be all right because we have this guy right here now. And the same will be said for the fire department. There we go. It's built. Get rid of the old one. And you know what? Let's just go in there, and I'm really tempted to build Office Zone Complex 3 just right there, just because we have got some iron sitting around. We absolutely could do it just to see what the demands are going to be, but I think it'd be silly. I do think it'd be silly to do that. So I'll tell you what, let's just stick with the Office Zone Complex 1 for that little corner, and then right in here, maybe we just change what this block is a little bit. Let's clear out some buildings. That's a doctor's surgery. I don't want to get rid of that. We'll clear those buildings out, and we'll do an engineer zone. Wait, no. No. We'll do the employee zone. I really don't want to, I don't want to overdo it, but we'll get some slightly bigger buildings in there. That'll keep us pretty good. These guys shouldn't be complaining about police and fire anymore. They're not. So that's perfect. That's why I wanted to make that upgrade. Education, they're not thrilled about. It could be better. We'll figure it out. Same with leisure. We can do something about that as well. I would like to do something about the bread situation, though. We're still not necessarily consistently making money, but my thinking is if we can make a really solid amount of, we're still doing okay with the fruit situation. It's consumption is higher, which is good. Vegetable production is so much higher now. Good Lord. Let me have a little look in here. Hold on. Before we start talking about the bread thing, I can get more trade slots with more ports. How much does the port cost to run? 1,400? That's really not that bad. I might have to get myself another port here just because I kind of do think that would be really useful. So let's have a look at you. It unfortunately won't fit in there. That's very unfortunate. It will fit there though, which makes me wonder, is it just going to carve out the terrain? Yes, it is. It is going to just carve out the terrain. You know what? I'm here for it. That's such an easy way to get more trade slots. I'm assuming it doubles them. I'm going to be slightly annoyed if it doesn't. Let's see here. So open trade menu. I get one more per port. That's a ripoff. Okay. You know what? Let me start exporting some vegetables. They're not really worth much, but it's still better than nothing. I'm going to say below 100 on that as well. Our vegetable production is so good that I think that'll be fine. And I think we can pull that off. We might see a little bit of clothing export here as well. It's getting up there ever so slightly. Its production is still higher, which is good. So we'll see how that goes, I guess, is what we'll do. Regardless, we do now have 117 tools sitting around. So let me just check something. Let me have a look at my milestones. So on the last one, we got all of this stuff, which is great. On Big Village, we got the bakery, we got the mill, That's all good as well. On village, yeah, we are making our own tools, which is fine. It's just iron that's the problem, I guess. Since we happen to need to mine it and we don't have any in our current territories. Territories isn't the word I'm looking for. Zones? Districts? What's the word I'm looking for here? There's byland. Region. That's what I'm looking for. Region. That's that's the word I'm looking for. All right. Anyway, let's have a look at food. Let's have a look at bread. Let's get ourselves a wheat farm. So it's going to be a grand total. It's going to be a lot. Going to be a whole lot of goods for this. It is negative $48,000, 36 tools, 61 planks, 61 bricks, 12 iron. We can absolutely do it. It's going to cost a fair little bit of money to run, I think. Currently 240. That's actually not too bad. Oh, no, there it is. Yeah. So it costs a lot is what it does. It costs a lot of money, which is a bit of a concern. Fish as well. Should I be exporting fish? Would that make more sense? So vegetables are worth 120. If I was to sell fish, they're 150. Let's do fish. Let's sell anything over 100 of those. We will sell those as well. It's a little bit more money. I'm a little bit concerned now by the fact that we are losing money again. I'm also concerned that you are not in range of a hauler. Would it be worth expanding this one? Or would it be worth expanding? Do we have a hauler over here? Those are, yeah, we have a haulage company right there. I don't know if it would be worth expanding that one. I think this one out here should be fine. We'll just extend you a little bit and that should be all right. Let me have a look at our wheat production. So production is 9, consumption is 0. So if we go down this way and we have a little bit of a look once again at our food production, our bread production, we need a mill. So a mill will take 10 wheat and turn it into 10 flour, which is great. It is 12,000 to build. It is 1,000 to run. And it's a relatively small building, which is also pretty good. Now, my question is, should this be down with the rest of the industry? I think it probably should, right? I want to say it should be down here. I think this is kind of the right place for it. I'm also wondering whether or not I want to sort of try and slot it in with everything else and get some roads kind of cutting around here just to try and speed things up a little bit. I could put a mill back here as well. I could probably tuck it under this, right? Yeah, I can totally tuck it under there. We're going to go there for the mill. We're going to need a bakery. It takes 5 flour. It turns it into 5 bread. Also a relatively small building. So we'll put it, I want to say right there for the bakery. I think that's probably the best spot for it, or right there as well. I think we'll go there and see how that works out. And that should mean, first off, we're below $100,000, so we shouldn't be importing anymore, but that should mean that we're now making flour and that we're going to be making bread, which in turn should mean that people like this are going to be a little bit happier because their bread satisfaction, I guess, is going to be a bit higher. And I'm also wondering the money thing there. So we can make up to $171 by satisfying their bread need. That's kind of cool. That's, oh wow, spices really are not worth it. Okay, well that's good to know. Yeah, so the effect on satisfaction is big from bread. Same with vegetables and fruit and things like that as well. Okay, I think sorting that out is actually going to be really, really good for us. Now, in other news, I want to come up this way. I want to look at some of these apartment buildings and see how they're doing. This guy's complaining a little bit about education, which isn't great. Also complaining about leisure, which isn't great either. The bread situation is getting sorted out though. So we're getting $50 out of these guys. We're making a little bit of money. It's going to fluctuate as bread sort of sorts itself out. But healthcare kind of sucks for this guy. So what if we go into this space here? In fact, what if we build ourselves a bit of a new space here? What if I go up to there and cut across? And what if I was to say that somewhere in here, we probably want to do something about healthcare. We probably want to do something about education. I mean, education, yeah, it could be better in this space. I'm almost tempted to say right up here kind of at the top end of this space might be the better place for it. So if we look at healthcare, we do have a hospital. It is $3,500 to run, but I would imagine, yeah, the range on it is kind of fantastic. We have a couple of little health clinics just right there and right there. If I was to put a hospital right in the middle of this place, it would cover just about everything. So you know what? I think that's exactly what we're going to do. Let's have a look at the size of the hospital. It is a pretty chunky, I want to say 4x4, maybe 3x3. Regardless, you guys all need to go away. The hospital's a 3x3. So you know what? It might be better to place it right on this corner. So the hospital's going to live here. And I'd love to be able to preview the building without the healthcare overlay. There we go. Because then I can rotate it to make sure it looks good. And I think it's going to look best right about there. And then what we can do is have a little bit of a look and get rid of this guy, because we don't need that doctor's surgery anymore. And I don't think we're going to need the doctor's surgery over here either. So that guy's going to go away as well. And I want to just take a look and make sure that the healthcare overlay is 100% for this guy. It is 100% for this guy. It wasn't 100% up here before, so that's great. That's good. That's what we're looking for. All right. So for this space, are you guys complaining about anything? Not really. I don't know what to do with this space now. I don't want to put anything in there if I don't need to put anything in there. I'm also thinking that right down here, it might be a good idea to just do some craftsmen to fill out those couple of spaces. And then for here, maybe we dabble in an engineer zone. Maybe that could be kind of fun. Just to see what the needs of an engineer happens to be. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to build an engineer zone right there. I want to see what these guys want. I want to see what these buildings look like as well. They are a lot taller than any of the other buildings around here, but they're very cool looking. Okay. Oh, and we've got a ladder as well. A skyscraper. Isn't it magnificent? Okay, so it's not a skyscraper yet, but I see a lot of potential in your city. I have seen the plans of your architects and engineers. Keep your city growing to open even more opportunities. Some criticize the HRC project. It's better to invest in existing cities instead of building new ones. It's too much autonomy and independence for just one city. All that tax and money going into one city. But you made it possible for us to dream big. Attract more residents to the city, and I promise you continued support. You now have the ability to make and change laws in the city, all without consultation. Use it wisely. There's a fine line between being a leader and being a despot. You know, these actually look pretty cool. This one especially, I like it a lot, but what do they want is the real question. So they're going to be wanting spices. They're going to be wanting bakery products. They want beer. They want toys. They want an electric bicycle, and they want some shopping nearby as well. Okay. Are any of you guys complaining about shopping? Not currently, which is fair enough. We have got shopping here, and we do have a shopping mall, which if we were to get consumer goods, I mean, we could provide shopping. The third level citizens expect to shop in a mall. Okay, well that's why they're not going to be totally thrilled about their shopping ability right now. You know, as nice as I think this is, I might have to demolish it. Oh my God, these guys pay so much money. Up to $491 if I give them beer. Up to $305 for toys. Up to $300. So the most they will pay me is $491 if I give them beer. Okay. Okay. Well, that's great and all, but I think, I hate to say it, I think the sensible thing to do is to bulldoze that space and put something in there that I can manage for the time being. So we'll go and stick with the employee zone. I think that makes sense for this little space right here. And that's, you know, something I can manage. We can give them their bread, and that'll keep them relatively happy. We also have huge demand for residential zoning right now. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We have a little bit for office zoning. Let's go in here with something like this. And then right back here, we don't have the resources to build out anything else. So that's actually totally fine. We'll not worry too much about it. That should deal with the demand for office zoning. Let's have a look at the bread situation. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Let's have a look at the power situation, because that's what you guys are complaining about, right? So that'll be this little substation that's giving us a problem. If I was to swap you out for one of the medium substations, it looks like we'll have coverage, which is great. So let me slow things down. Let me bulldoze you, and let's get ourselves a medium substation in here. Can I turn off this overlay so I can see what the thing looks like? Absolutely not. Okay. Well, you know what? We'll go for there, and that'll be totally fine. No idea if this thing's gonna look, it doesn't really look great connecting down there, but that should be fine. That should mean that we now have power to these guys up here. Good. They're not complaining anymore. That's great. I also want to look at this. The offshore wind turbine, it's $80,000 to build it, which is kind of huge, actually. It's lacking construction resources. Yeah, it's lacking the money, but it is kind of cool that I can build it out there. I'm going to have to keep that in mind. That's something we really might have to look into getting a little bit sooner than later. But I think before any of that, we kind of need to get money sooner than later. So let me look at this bread situation. Our consumption of wheat is currently 10. Our production is 9. So immediately we have a bit of a problem there. Let me have a look at bread as a general thing. So we have a lot of flour. Our consumption of bread is 11. Our production is 5. Okay. That's a little bit worrying, but I'm fairly sure we can make this whole thing work. If we go to industry and we go to food and we go to bread and we go to wheat farm, I am lacking the resources to build it. I don't have enough bricks. Okay, so we're going to need to invest. Well, for one, we're going to need to stop building these apartment buildings because we cannot give them the food that they want. But I wonder, in that case, if I was to maybe build a few more craftsman zones. I mean, they don't pay me as much money, which isn't ideal, but if I built myself a craftsman zone, say there, and then maybe build out this space as well, that's going to be at least a little bit more money. And that seems like a bit of a good thing. That should mean that my income is going to be a bit better. These guys should be happy, and they seem to be happy. They have everything they could possibly want. $612 right there as well for me is perfect. So that should mean that, you know, money is less of an issue. These guys will fill out that space eventually. And also craftsman zones, I mean, it just takes planks to build it. And then it's planks and bricks for the office zones. So I don't think we'll touch those right now. We don't have much demand for those anyway, so we'll just let these guys build, and hopefully that'll help sort out the money problem a little bit. Okay, now we have everything we need to build out this new wheat farm. Let's put it right about there, which turns that tile into another wheat farm. And if we have a look at our production, it is now 23, while consumption is 10, which is good. That means that we can increase the flour production a little bit and keep ourselves in a pretty good spot, or we can export some wheat if we happen to want to do that, which I don't particularly want to do. Flour production being 10, consumption 5. We need another bakery is what we need right now. So we'll come down to this space. We have $40-something thousand left, which really isn't much. If anything, I feel like I should probably look at getting myself, I don't know, maybe not a mayoral residence, maybe something else. What about, have we got a bank? Can I get a loan? Because I don't know, I get the feeling I'm gonna maybe ever so slightly need one. So that's City Hall. That's a bank right there. Is it free? Oh, I think the bank might be free to place. That's yeah. I think we might need one. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think a bank might be a great idea. So where do I want to put it? I could put it near City Hall. That wouldn't be the worst spot. I think this corner right here is where the bank is going to live. Maybe we'll do a couple of tiles out from some of those residences and put some parks next to it, so the bank can live there. We'll get an autosave out of it as well. We'll go back into supply, into leisure, and then a playground. I think I'm going to do 2 of them just next to the bank to, wait, no, a playground's not what I was looking for at all. That was completely the wrong one. I want the park because it looks kind of cool. It has the paths that sort of run into each other, which is great. Now, if we go back in here, is this guy free? No, that's the planning office. Increase the productivity of all industrial buildings within range, at least 50%. Oh man, there's some really good buildings in here that I should get my hands on, but we'll wait. The mayoral residence, I'm not interested in. The courthouse is 4,000, but it lets me enact laws, which I don't know about you, but that sounds like something I want to kind of do. I'm also really tempted to get rid of these houses here. I know I just built them, but putting the courthouse in that space seems like it would be a really cool idea. So I'm gonna oh no, I didn't want to get rid of the hospital. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. That was really bad because I don't know how expensive it was to build. It's gonna cost me more bricks than I have to rebuild the hospital. Oh no. Well, that is a bit of a pickle that I find myself in because no one's gonna have healthcare now. Oh boy. All right. We really, really urgently, really quickly even need to get some bricks. I only need 6 of them. How long could that possibly take? The answer, it turns out, is actually not that long, which is great. I was a little bit concerned that this wouldn't get built, you know, anytime soon, but that should keep people happy. A little bit more money spent than I'd like. And we are in, you know, the red still, which isn't great, but I can look at laws now. So if I was to legalize gambling, that would give me a lot of money. It'll give me 15,000, which would be something. A curfew for minors is going to cost me. A police special unit is going to cost me. Gun control is going to cost me. Free medical program is going to cost me. What? Right. I'm going to be honest with you. As great as a medical care program would be and community CPR training would be, like, these are great policies. Like, a lot of these are really, really great policies. They do kind of cost me money. Healthcare fees, on the other hand, does not. So that's tempting. Oh boy. Tuition fees. Citizens have to pay tuition fees. These fees are used for educational measures and to increase the quality of education in schools and universities. This doesn't affect higher tier citizens, but decreases happiness of lower tier citizens. So this would give me $4,000. It doesn't seem worth it. Sunday school, religious holidays, paid leave. Somehow I don't think so. 35-hour work week. Look, give me something here. Give me something that's gonna make me money. That's all. There's a lot of laws in here, like food rationing, for example. Eesh, not good. Cheaper food is probably not a good one. Luxury goods tax isn't gonna do me anything. Wealth tax isn't gonna do anything right now. Alcohol tax, no. Nuclear free zone, immigration law. There's a lot of depth to this. Good Lord. Okay. More relaxed road use. Various educational measures and information campaigns encourage residents to be more relaxed when driving in traffic, so they tolerate longer commutes. Okay. I am gonna legalize gambling. Is what I'm gonna do. How do I legalize gambling? How do I legalize gambling? I can see that it's a law. I don't think I've done it. I would like to. There we go. I've legalized gambling. All right, instantly making more money. That's what we're looking for. That's good. All right, I'm a little bit less worried now. Anyway, now that we're making money, let's just get ourselves another bit of bread production going on, since that is something that is gonna make us some money. I don't know that we need another mill. Our flour production is 10, consumption is 5. So if I was to build another bakery, which is missing some iron, unfortunately, which I've just realized we're not importing because the import limit is set to 100,000. I need to bring that down, is what I need to do. Bring that down to 50. 50,000, please. 500, 5,000, 50,000 right there. We need to import some iron so that I can build myself another bakery is what I need. Oh man, I did not think about so much of this. I really didn't. We're also very, very low on fruit, which makes sense. I have expanded the demands of the people a little bit, so hopefully we can figure that out. We're also losing money again. Oh boy. Okay. Really getting kind of nervous about this money situation. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, so now we have 3 bakeries, which brings our bread production up to 15. Our consumption is 11. Our flour consumption is 15. Our production is 10. So that tells me we do need another mill, which is going to require some iron. I'm going to place this thing immediately before we run into the problem where I don't have enough iron to actually place it. And I'm also thinking I'm going to put a mill back there. And I'm going to move this one to be right about here in hopes that those are both actually accessible from the road. If they're not, then it's not the end of the world. In fact, what I could probably do is just run a road straight down here. No, it's right by that corner. It's not going to let me, is it? Or is there a place? Nope. There is no world in which it's going to let me do that, unfortunately. So I'm going to run the road to here just so this guy actually does have road access. As horrible as that kind of looks, I think that's going to just be the way we do that. Or maybe I just put them next to each other. I don't know. That's maybe a little bit silly. I don't like that road, but it's gonna live there for now. Regardless, that should sort out the bread situation. We should no longer have a shortage of bread, which means that all of my level 2 houses are going to be that little bit happier, which means more money, which means fewer money problems. I've also realized that we are currently importing iron. We're importing up to 10 iron ore at a time. What if instead of exporting the clothes, what if we were to export tools? Because we have 182 of them. We don't need 182. We only really want 100 of these in storage. So essentially, I mean, well, hold on. Now that I think about it, what is the ratio for this? So is that, what do you do? So this is the iron smelter thing. So you will take this. So this comes in at 900. It's combined with coal. And that makes me iron. How much is the iron worth to export? So I'm just importing the raw thing right now. What if I was to export like you? Oh, wow. That's worth so much more money. Okay. So let's always keep like a minimum of 5 iron in stock, or I don't know, 10. I really don't know. Either way, we're gonna do it this way. We have so much money right now. We're making quite a bit up here in the top left, which is great. My thinking is that we will reach a point where we max out the tools storage, which means all of the iron that we import can go into making iron bars, and then we can just export anything over 10. That seems like a solid plan. Now, I do want to see where my money's coming from. It is largely employees. So I'm assuming the bread situation has sorted itself out. We do have a good amount of bread, which is great. And we do have a good amount of residential demand. So let's put this new space to some good use. Are you any better? Your policing, your security isn't perfect. Your shopping could be better. Your religion could be better. Education could be better. Okay. So shopping, let's start with that. We're not going to get a shopping mall because we just absolutely cannot support one of those, but we can get this guy. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to put a little shopping mall. Let's see, coverage wise right here should be good. So right on that corner, we'll get ourselves a shopping mall. And does that help you out? I'm really hoping it does once that thing is built. It absolutely does. Okay. So the shopping mall is a success. Let me run a little road behind it to here, and let me run that little road. I could go down here. I could surround these guys. I'm tempted to surround these guys, but I wonder if I was to do this, can I go that way? I absolutely can. I can't go that short with it though, but I could do this. That's not quite what I want to do. I kind of want like a nice right angle in there. So does this work? It absolutely does. Bulldoze the extra part. And then in here, what if we did like a little church? They have religious demand in here. We could do a larger church, which, oh, no way. It fits beautifully in there. I don't know if that's facing the right way. I don't know if it is. I think it might be facing the wrong way. No, you know what? I'm actually okay with that. I didn't know that thing was that size. I'm going to be honest. I know that seems like such a, I didn't know it was that size, but that fits perfectly. I'm slightly tempted, however, to just turn it around. That didn't turn it around at all. So that way, it still didn't turn around. So I'm trying to get it to face, I'm trying to get it to sit the other way. So it's got the spire on the right side, but it doesn't seem to want to, rotate. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks better. We'll kind of keep this wall around the road here. I think that looks a little bit better. Okay. So your religious demand should be all sorted, which is good. Now for education. So if we go and we have a bit of a look into education right here, we have the elementary school, which is this guy. I want to say the elementary school. Where do I want to put it? Where is it going to go? I almost want to say here, and we'll just run this road straight through behind the store. But right here seems like a really good place too. It's just I won't be able to build anything in that little space behind it. And I mean, yeah, we do need some good education coverage in here. So I think here is kind of the best spot. So that's where it's going to go. Even if we do have a little bit of excess space in there, I think that's where it's going to go. In terms of zoning the rest of this, I do think I need to build a road right here. And then if I demolish you, does that give me the zoning back? Not really. Let's build a road in there in general and then demolish it to get the zoning back? No. That's really weird. Do I have to rebuild? Oh, there we go. All right, so if I just reconnect this, do I get my zoning back? There's what I'm looking for. Okay. So yeah, we have got this little weird space in the middle. I guess what we can do is just connect it around, and that seems all right. We could run straight through here as well and create some smaller blocks. We could turn this into some one-way roads. That is an option. We have a 4-lane one-way road, a 2-lane one-way road, a 6-lane one-way road. I think this one is going to be, I think this one's going to be a one-way road. I don't know if it needs to be, but I think it's going to be. And then maybe this is like a, I don't know. It doesn't need to be. I'm not going to start messing with one-way roads right now. I think we're fine. Let's just zone some space. I don't have the materials to build out this entire space. I do have the materials to build out that space though. So let's build some slightly taller buildings in there. And then down here, we don't have the space for commercial. I could do a little bit of commercial right there, maybe. I don't know if anything's actually going to build. Oh, it is. Oh, that's great. Okay, so we did get a little bit of zoning in there. That's good. Let's also get some water out here because they're complaining about it, which is reasonable. I always forget to do the pipes underneath the roads. So we'll get those in there. And that seems pretty good. We are making good money now, which is fantastic news. How happy are these guys? They are not quite getting as much furniture as they'd like. And their garbage isn't necessarily being covered either, which we can totally fix by just extending your range a little bit. We might need to look at some alternate garbage solutions, but that's all right. Okay, so we're making a bunch of clothes. We're doing okay on spirits. We're not doing so good on fruit anymore. We're not doing so good on fish anymore, but that's all right. If we look at the furniture situation, consumption is 8, production is 4, and furniture is, where is furniture made? I'm sure it's one of these guys. It might be one of these guys. I actually, sawmill, fire departments, where the hell do we make furniture? Let's have a look here. Furniture factory. Is it this guy? It is this guy. Oh, that's a tiny little thing. Okay. Well, that's not so bad. We could do another couple of these, I guess. I don't know if we have the production to keep up with that, but we'll see. Production is 12 now. Consumption is 8. And it consumes logs. So if we have a look at our log situation, production is 41, consumption 55. So we're gonna need to get ourselves more logs for sure. That's 100% a given thing. So before we wrap things up for today, let's figure out this logs situation. So if we go into planks, we want to get ourselves a small logger. Could do a medium logger, which would be pretty good. Let's have a look at your production. So 10 of them, 5 of them. So medium loggers might just be the way to go here. It's a little pricey in terms of materials, but I'm kind of okay with that. Maybe let's get rid of you and you. And let's try a couple of medium loggers. We'll do one here. And then lack of construction resources. It's missing the iron up here. So we can get one more of those, we'll be all right. I'd also hazard a guess that iron might be where we're making a lot of our money. Let's have a look at the trade menu and look at our history. So we did, let's see. What am I exporting here? Hold on. Oh no, hold on. So yeah, we got 10 of this for 9,000. We lost 9 bars for 16,000. So yeah, iron is making us a lot of money right now. I'm very much okay with that. Let me do another one of these guys, another one of these guys. And you know what? We'll do another one right there. How is the logs situation going to be looking with all of those? Production 71, consumption is 55. That is absolutely perfect. That is what we're looking for. We do need to sort out the fruit thing. We are going to be good on furniture now. We are doing okay on clothing. We're doing okay on tools. That'll continue to be a thing. Brick production is honestly okay, but I would probably want it to be a little bit better. Corn production is great. Spirits, we could probably use another little distillery. So just before we wrap things up, let's get ourselves that distillery. So it's going to be food, it's going to be spirits, and it is going to be the distillery. Now, I'm debating where I want to put this thing, because we have these 3 over here. I'm kind of thinking we start lining up this little space in here with them, just because we can. So let's do one right here. And that should bring us to production 20, consumption 19. And what are you producing? Actually, let me have a look at the corn. That's going to be a little bit of a better bet for me, just to remind myself how we are doing. Corn production 27, consumption 20. I want to get another distillery. So we'll do something like that. I might want to rotate that around a little bit. I don't know why I've got them in opposite directions there. That seems a little bit weird. Yeah, I think I want to rotate you. Not going to lie. It just, don't know what possessed me to put it the other way around there. In fact, you know what? It'll do. It's fine. Let's just double check that we're good. So production is 27, consumption 25. So the spirits situation should be fantastic. That'll get sorted out. The clothes situation is good. Bricks could be better. Fish could be better. Fruit could be better. Money is going amazingly. In fact, money is going so well that I am very tempted to say that I want to buy this chunk of land right here for $580,000, because doing that, I'm really hoping is going to have given me some iron in my territory. And I think it absolutely did. That is perfect. So what that means, we're not doing it today, we'll do it in the next one, but what that means is I can set up an iron mine out here. We're gonna have to run some roads across, of course, but I can set up some iron mines. We don't have to import iron ore anymore, and we can start to stockpile iron so that we've always got it available. We can make sure that we always have tools, which we do, and then basically it's all profit. Everything else is profit. We don't have to import it anymore. That's going to be good. I'm very, very excited about that, but that's something we can deal with in the next episode, because that is going to be doing us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.